it's been an oft-heard phrase around here. Ford Field is beautiful. I love the game day experience. It just sucks that there's no tailgating down there. Well, and it might be because I'm a West Sider and I live on the West Side, so therefore I come to Ford Field from the West Side. I found out over the weekend that there's this like huge, and when I say huge, I mean huge tailgating community right down at Eastern Market. And Brad, if you and Nance with your season tickets don't go down there early for the next home game against Washington, seriously, shame on you.
You think Nance will appreciate the booty bus?
Nance will be a huge fan. Nance, knowing Nance the way that I do, Nance will be a huge fan. But I'm being dead serious when I say this. It was the closest thing that I've seen to a collegiate type atmosphere, a /SEC carnival atmosphere as I've ever seen. And that includes the legendary field across the street on Updike from the Pontiac Silverdome. And the sad thing about it to me, so I asked Brad yesterday and I called a bunch of my friends that I know go to Lion games and I was like, what do you guys do? And they're like, sometimes we'll bring the crock pot full of chili. Sometimes we'll, set up the little hibachi or whatever. But there just aren't enough people doing that down there. There were a gazillion people doing it, like at this spot at Eastern Market. Like, truthfully, I now know, even if it's a week where I'm covering the game, I now know where I'm going before the game. I mean, it was really that. And you know what? Just a bunch of Lion fans. There weren't any cornbread eaters in the midst. I got to be honest, because sometimes the cornbread eater kind of, I'm going to be honest, he kind of bugs me. No, he really bugs me. Like, bugs me a lot. Especially the ones that want to make really weird comparisons and things like that. But I wanted to just ask the people that go down there every Sunday. You love your Lions, and they may be breaking your heart, but you still plan to be there before the Washington game. You still plan to be there for every game after that. What do you do before a game? And to me, again, I think tailgating is just essential. Essential before a game. I'm one of those people. It is absolutely, positively, if I go to the Michigan game, and Spicoli, I hear you and I might be going to the Michigan game together, but separately this Saturday. You didn't hear that yet? Okay, you'll soon hear that then. I have to be there a couple hours early. It's a must. And I was planning to do that with my kid anyway. Go to one of the spots where I know at least a few people are sitting around and stuff. Now I'm going to say, hey, kid, we're going to go to the Eastern Market. So I want to get your thoughts on that. 248-848-1130, pound 1130 on your AT&T cellular phone. You know the routine. Oh, they don't allow tailgating, so it sucks. It takes away from the experience. Well, it's going on at the Eastern Market. And let me say this, truthfully, let me get this out of the way. There's nothing in this for me. I want to be crystal clear about that. I'm just talking about, as somebody that loves tailgates and stuff like that, just a phenomenal time. Is that something that you as a Lion fan going to the game, maybe as somebody, Brad, you went to games at the Silverdome. Did you have season tickets at the Dome as well? Tailgating was part of your game day experience every game at the Dome, wasn't it? But it's not at Ford Field. Okay, now that you know, would you be apt to go down to Eastern Market before the game?
Probably not every week, but definitely you got me, next game I'm wanting to go down there.
I think I'm going to go down there even if I don't have tickets to a future game, because it was a great experience. Just, and everybody's got their buses decked out. The plethora of food. Yeah, dude, do you want a dog? Go ahead and grab a dog. Yeah, oh, hey, man, we got sausages here. And it was great because there were a bunch of freeloaders out there. And Spicoli, I know what a fan you are of freeloading. There were people that just showed up and just wanted to eat. There were a bunch of dudes. Hey, do you mind if I grab a dog? And people are like, yeah, dude, do whatever you have to do.
That's what I was going to ask. Is it like Mita where you just show up and people just give you stuff?
It was yesterday. I don't know if that's the routine every week, but it was yesterday. Literally, Mark, from Slight Return and, Heartland Market and stuff, literally had a table set up with like 2 or 3 dudes that were just cooking hot dogs and pulled pork sandwiches and ribs. And they were like literally sitting in these giant vats of hot dogs and pulled pork sandwiches and ribs. And it was really because people are going, can I eat this? Yeah, that's what we have it out here for. So a bunch of dudes were freeloading. It was phenomenal. I didn't think about that. It was almost like a mini Mita in the regard. And it wasn't just them. There were so many people that were just walking around. This dude, right before the game started, made a bunch of like little turkey roll-ups. There was like, he had this giant like Tupperware bowl full of turkey roll-ups. And he was like going, we didn't eat as many as we thought. So he's literally walking around this parking lot handing out turkey roll-ups to people. It was phenomenal. And again, for me, I have heard so many people say that's the only drawback about the Lions game day experience is that you don't have that tailgating area down there. And I was one of those people that thought that as well. Drew, what's up? You're on Sports Radio 1130 WDFN.
Shawnee B, good morning.
How are you, Drew?
Well, I'm doing all right, my man. I love to entertain, and I really enjoy cooking, so when you start talking about food, you really piss me off, just like Otto.
I'm sorry, dude.
No, it's all good. But, was a season ticket holder years ago for the Lions, and we tailgate regularly. But my best time, I think, down there was at the Thanksgiving Day game. Of course, I like to cook, so I make up a couple of turkeys and have the whole trimmings, and I would demand that people would walk by, hey, man, have some of this, and walk by, give a beer out and that kind of thing. Just meeting new people and feeling good about your home team and all that kind of stuff was the essence of it.
No, and see, Drew, I feel the exact same way. We know what this team is. We know what is going to happen most weeks in a year like this. There's no question about it. Really. And most of the dudes that I talked to yesterday said the same thing. They weren't under any false pretense that they were going to walk into the Silverdome, walk into Ford Field and see a victory. I mean, we all hope. We all hope. And again, I'll go back to my thought that in this league, you win 2 games automatically, just on principle. But this team has a real legitimate chance at making the kind of history nobody wants to make.
Need the power again.
Give me dance. DetroitTailgate.com rules.